like just by looking at these heroes, I feel it's, you know, weak. You see this bounty hunter, no AoE, no team fight. Same goes for Lion, same goes for the Enchantress, Weaver on top of that. All these heroes are very squishy. Like they're gonna be, they also have no defensive abilities other than Enchantress's heal, which is really not that great. One good thing is that Quincy crew does not have too much lockdown. The only stun they have is Monkey King and Snowball, which might not be enough against these like maneuverable heroes like a Weaver, like a Morphling. There is like no silences at all. So looking at both of these drafts, not something that we've seen so far. Top lane should be a bit hard, I would say, but this lane is very strong for Quincy crew. You have a lot of slow from the tag team, from the Venomancer. Kingslayer needs to be careful. I don't think they can kill Weaver unless, you know, overextend level 1 Shukuchi 12-second cooldown. Need to be careful. They also don't have any sentry wards yet, so they can't see the Weaver.
I mean, for sure, because that it is going to be the thing, right? If GPK is able to get to a certain point, a couple of items in, this morph could definitely take over the game. So it's really going to be down to how much Quincy can do when they start moving together as a unit, taking these objectives. And sit there and speed up the game to a point where GPK just isn't able to keep up. So far, obviously, with the lane setup, GPK, he's going to be set up for a good time in the 1v1. Morph versus Monkey King, he's going to be farming perfectly fine against Shaw.
Yeah, for sure. And I want to see how bottom lane does. This has been, like, if it's like for Abaddon paired up with an Io or the other... it doesn't... for the back... Venom. That's a lot of slow. Maybe if he gets close, he wants to trade.
Really doing a good job of pushing back DM. Very tricky for him to sort of trade favorably for himself, the bounty hunter, with all of the sustain that Quinn's pumping out over to Loa when Loa goes in and tries to trade with DM. But DM will get a bit of money here and there with Fox and Janada. Comes to CSing. On the lane, it's going to be a bit difficult. Tries to get the pull, won't be able to do so. This will end up being quite a nice wave coming in towards DM under his tower. This will catch him back up.
This lineup from Virtus.pro, like, they're very good at killing people. These are assassin type of the heroes. They have 2 invis heroes, so Quincy crew will need to invest a lot of gold in the dust, into sentries, something that, you know, supports don't really like to do. Lane, YawaR playing very aggressive, 2 points in Jingu, but, you know, it's more flame. It's a Night Frog's favorite hero. You can't really deal well with him.
Yeah, it's going to take some sort of big mistake from GPK to never be in a position that YawaR can kill him in the mid matchup. GPK can always play very, very easily with the shift. Strength for Agi. YawaR just bring up 1 stun, the Boundless. Not a very long one at that as well. Except when it comes to rotations from supports and Quincy crew, it's just they don't have heroes that are ever going to be able to cause problems for Morph.
No, like Morph in this game should always be able to get the shift off.
Yeah.
So that's kind of problematic. You also don't have enough lockdown. There's no silences for Weaver on top of that. Like these 2 cores should have a free time in terms of like doing whatever. Like they don't have the real counter in this game.
Sort of get to the point Quincy crew where look at the sustainability that the Abaddon can pop off with what's bottom lane, DM and Sage.
They're going on Lion. Lion's dead. Oh!
Doesn't want to dive in lower. Body shield
yeah, you know, maybe I got 2 overzealous there, you know, I'm diving.
You would have done
you know, I'm all in.
I think most of us would have done that. But you know, it's a serious game. They've got to play careful. No risks to be taken.
I know their manager, Jack Shen, aka K-Baby. Korean barbecue, like he would love to see the dive. I know he's all about those dives.
He would be shouting for that one. Low and Quinn, they play it careful, keeping themselves focused on the CS on Quinn, and so far, you know, Quinn having a fine time farming down on this bottom lane, whilst DM does still continue to struggle a bit. Low pushing it back away from the wave each time.
Mana drain from Lion. Very annoying ability, especially against new play hero like Abaddon. Curse of Awareness still good, you know, you can still do something without mana.
So Nightfall, he's going to make a bit of an attempt onto Lelis. Again, he as well also cautious with how aggressive they get underneath towers. Mid lane, YawaR's actually been doing very well. I thought this was maybe a matchup that the Morph would have a bit of an edge, but as it's played out, it's been pretty much even CS completely.
Poloson in
not losing
trouble.
anything at all.
As shards, nicely done.
Okay, so on for this Nightfall. Closing the gap with the Shikuchi. Is there anything that can be done to keep Poloson alive? The Geminate attack, not enough.
The extra armor from the tower, I think that's what kept him alive there. It would be close. Kingslayer trying to make a wraparound between tier 1 and tier 2 tower to finish him off. Not successful. 0-0 so far.
0-0. It's a passive game. It's a slow opening. Not what you'd expect necessarily. Some of these teams, especially VP. Now mid lane Kingslayer. He's gonna come over towards the bar. He's able to dodge a bit of the damage, get off the balance, strike himself. Pops the fairy fire. It's not enough to keep him alive. Help Kingslayer, GPK. Finally able to find that first look mid. So the game's just going to continue to look very good for the opening of this morning. Anytime you're able to get away with the ball from the mid lane.
Oh, the mid lane, GPK, like he was in monkey form when he was about to jump from the tree. Morph expired and he was stuck at the tree.
Oh, no.
So he had to TP back.
I can see, I was like, hang on. He was jumping down and then he suddenly TP'd into the tower.
While he was channeling, Morph actually expired. I've not seen that ever before.
Yeah, TP down the drain. Gotta be careful for a minute. It should be fine.
If he had no mana, that would be...
If he just stuck on the tree.
Just stuck on the tree. Monkey King leaves him there, does not want to use the Quelling Blade.
Yeah. I thought they changed that when you sort of shift back, that you wouldn't be stuck on the tree, but I guess not. Gotta be careful with the morph duration. And bottom, safe. Trying to set up onto Quinn. That's a hard kill to go for though. Every time Lower's able to come across, give the aphotic shield.
Just TP out. That easy. But a lot of pressure from Abaddon and Io on the bottom lane. Io will finish on the Dominator at the 500 gold.
Is under attack.
Top lane. Lelis out. He's really picking up the pace with the farm. Did have a bit of a slow start. Now at this point, level 6. Very hard for VP to get too close to Lelis. Nightfall might have the ability to escape with the Shikuchi. Lelis was able to get his hands on him. To be able to do quite a bit of damage. Still yet to be able to pick up an earn charge, of course, with the fact that still no kills yet. Still 0 to 1 at 8 minutes in. Mid lane, GPK. Gone off by YawaR. Low up. Was waiting maybe to see if GPK would have debated to get a bit more aggressive. But it plays it safe. Safe. Be run down. Lower. He's got a H room going. They've got the 3 of them here. Now find safe. Deep on their half of the map. Tag team have the control and damage to take safe down. YawaR claims the kill.
And this should be the Warden. They don't have any sentry wards, but they know something is up. There's no reason for Lion to be there in that part of the jungle. Leslau going for the Spirit Vessel. A lot of value in this game. Against Morphling, of course. Some heals coming out later on from the Radiant's
bottom tower is under attack.
He's going to get it at a very good time as well. Bottom lane. Yeah. And Kingslayer trying to set up the turn on Quinn. They've coming in as well. Look towards Lower. Can they burst him down in time? Stick charges pop. Lower's into the trees. He's been tracked, but they can't quite reach him. And DM's got to back off, getting low. GPK's moved over from the mid lane. Let's see if there's an opportunity to dive in on this. Track out Quinn. Lower will soon be able to remove that with the shield. Okay, coming over and having the 4 of them here. It's not quite a kill that they can dive for. See if you want to try and get some pressure onto the tower. Push it in a bit lower. Should hit 6 off the next wave coming through.
I want to see Quinn picking up the Satyr that can purge things off. Just purge off that track. A lot of value. He just needs to find it. Oh, there it is. Let's see if he decides to go for the little one.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That extra bit of
Dire's top
regen
tower
and
is under attack. Radiant's
any
bottom
battles
tower
brought his way. 3 feet now have the space to take the top tower. Quinn turning towards the jungle. Lowe's got no business trying to hold them off on his own. Be able to force them against him.
Dyer's top
The reason
tower
why we
has
see
fallen.
2 kills, 10 minutes in, is there are no stuns in this game. It's very hard to just go in and do stuff. No one has that type of a hero that, except Tusk, possibly, you know, with the snowball, with the good shard block. Save still level 4. Courier's flying. Let's see. Yeah, he's the one buying the tome. That's not gonna get him to level 6. Still needs a bit more experience.
Game with, I guess, with this sort of slow start. Both teams having cores that will benefit from this transitioning into a farming phase. YawaR mid lane, he's going to go for the Maelstrom. Was thinking about the Battle Fury, did have that queued up earlier.
You get Maelstrom into Battle Fury, back into Maelstrom.
Maelstrom into Battle Fury, back into Midas. Correct, but we'll see. Why, he has in the past been a fan of the heavy farming round. So I'm not surprised that he actually swapped from the Battle Fury back to the Maelstrom. That will of course give them great potential in the fights if they're able to bring him to GPK before he's ready. Up top,
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
There it is, a kill.
2-1.
And it also was a track kill. Adventure with the Spirit Vessel done. They need to get the charge on it so they can try go and kill the morph. GPK going for straight into Ethereal Blade.
I'm a big fan of the E-Blade Rush. Potential for a lot of kills. They're going to be able to make good work of utilizing that track from DM. See, having heroes such as the Lion with such fantastic magical burst. E-Blade setup is going to be pretty deadly for some of the heroes that maybe have to build up their HP a bit. Of course, Quinn on the Ags, once he's the Ogre Club and the Point Booster, he's going to have quite a bit of HP. An E-Blade combo will be able to threaten him.
Radiant's top tower
Now I'm
is
taking
under
my
attack.
stick, I'm just trying to poke them, do something. 3 kills, 12 minutes.
Everyone sit back and relax.
Just play for the late game low.
What we're going for here. We do have a smoke coming out from Quincy crew, Poloson and YawaR. I'll be surprised if they do try and force something, as YawaR is very close to win the Malcolm. Not for DM. He's gone over to their half of the map, and they'll be able to punish this DM. Trying to make the moves around. He's got a bit of resistance with the hood.
What's the opposite
But,
of
obviously with Poloson and YawaR, you know, they've got physical. They're still going to be able to burst through. And YawaR, off the back of that kill, does now have the Maelstrom. So the moves of the Monkey King are going to be pretty potent if BP aren't prepared for them.
They're trying to make a move on the top tower. They're not killing heroes, but they might kill the towers with the Venomancer and with the Curse of Avernus. Cliff from Virtus.pro. Both these teams like don't have sick amount of tower damage. The best they have is Venomancer at this point, just using the Plague Wards. On the other side, it's, you know, Morphling, but you don't want to siege that way. First, you want to take a fight.
Quinn, 2,000 gold away from the Ags. Yeah, just about 1,000 on the E-Blade. So trying to get his hood
Radiant
done.
are
DM
scanning.
after his own hood, actually going hood straight into BKB. So DM just trying to tank up completely. Be so that sort of presence on the front line, getting there aggressively scout things out, set up the fight for more agile heroes like the Weaver and the Morph to know exactly where they can enter without being threatened by the very limited already lockdown of Quincy crew.
Both teams kind of limited in the lockdown department.
Dyer's middle tower is under
Also, one
attack.
good thing they have is a Photic Shield against the track. So that's going to be his job, remove those, especially when someone is like trying to survive, pop it on him, remove the track. Even if he dies, you know, it's still okay. If you've been to the bathroom, if you tried to get some water, some snacks, you didn't miss anything in the last couple of minutes. It's just been a farm fest so far.
It really has. Definitely one of the slowest starts we've had here. 2 for 2, 14 minutes in. I mean, what do you reckon? Where are we going to see the next kill? Who's going to go down? You got to call it.
This is going to be a ballsy call from me. You know, I'm going to say that we're going to see another kill in the next 5 minutes.
It's a pretty safe call, the cost, but we'll take it. And you want to say that?
Considering how this game
There's
is
not
going.
been that many. Maybe it's not that safe. You know, 5 minutes. I don't know if we are going to see something in the next 5 minutes. Over top. Safe.
They're setting things up.
What's tanking? Then have the burst. He's got a lot of sustain, and
He's too
it's going to be
speedy.
fine. Save. He's going to be the one to go down. Poloson
Radiant's
able to
middle
get over
tower is under attack.
things around, and already if you want to go on this IO, you've got to bring a lot of force, as Quinn's not an easy target.
Especially once you get the Aghanim Scepter, like it's gonna be very hard for him to kill. They don't also have the best abilities to set up a relocate play. It's all about the Tusk. Like Tusk is their playmaker. He's been involved in 100% of their kills, 3 out of 3. And one thing they can do is possibly get the Roche early on, like with the tag team, with the Curse of Avernus. Like they have enough damage. Like all they need is like one fight near the Roche pit, possibly on a mid lane. E-Blade done on Morph.
Alright, we're going to look out for that burst. See if they want to try and set something up. Safe does have a smoke, and also the Finger of Death good to go. So if these two smoke up, what are they going to do with the whole team? Safe can find the opening. GPK can lead him with the E-Blade into Finger. They'll burst most of the targets on Quincy crew. See how they can start things. Yeah. Heading in, Safe, able to find the start of the two of them. GPK close enough. Now the command is down. Quincy crew just turned. And DM and Safe, they just get obliterated on the front lines. Now VP's got to run. GPK is off to the side, will turn with the stun. Poloson trying to chase, use the E-Blade to defensively. Save himself, he's out for the team, but the stun one back up. GPK, he's going to die as well. A disastrous move there from VP.
Problem is they have no stuns. Like the only stun they have, it was a good impact, on 2 heroes, but there is no real follow-up. You're also playing into the pattern. They try to burst him, he pops the borrowed time, and suddenly the team fight is just over.
Middle tower has fallen.
And this is, the strength of Quincy Crew's lineup. It isn't the ability to hunt and start off action. It's the ability to turn around those sort of plays. And I guess, against VP, they know that VP, especially with the Sea-Blade rush on the Morph, that they are going to be proactive, looking for action like this. Quincy Crew's heroes are very good at just sort of saying no and turning things around when VP come running.
They have so many saves, like, even if you think about Boundless Strike, it's still like a decent save. They go on and they need to be grouped around with their heroes. They have a Snowball, they have a Photic Shield, Io's healed. So Quincy Crew, they feel pretty safe, just taking it slow, getting their items. It's to make a move.
That really is. Well, we'll see what VP's plan is now. Maybe back to farming. Try to get the BKB online to GPK, but it's going to take a lot of time. Front lane, they're in onto Nightfall. Nightfall will manage to time that up some time. Close up. Then he gets burst just by the two of them, YawaR and Poloson.
This is not a good sign. You see your Lion 18 minutes in, no stacks on the Finger.
That
You're
feels
like,
bad.
It feels bad, bad moment. Same goes for Legion Commander. Like, you see Legion without a damage. You're like, things are not going as we kind of expected. Straight at the Roche mid, like they have enough damage. Plus, one of the better heroes in the game to be like taking Roche. One of the reasons why he's so popular, and of course, all his ability to fire using a scan. They know something is up, but they can't react to it. They're just too quick.
And you said at the start, one of the issues with VP's lineup is they don't do team fight. If you're there because when there's 5 heroes, they're not going to have a great time. When there's 1 hero, they'll have a perfect time. Down bottom on its own. They're able to focus and delete the target. Quincy Crew, space is made, Roshan is there, Aegis onto Quinn. Quincy Crew continuing to hold the lead. 3k ahead, 6-3, 19 minutes in.
Quinn, of course, gets the Aegis, so the name of the team is Quincy Crew. It's not called YawaR's crew.
You're not wrong. Quinn, BKB. He's making great progress, of course, with this axe running. He's having no trouble cleaning out the jungle. Once he has that, he's just not going to die. Quinn is going to be pretty much invincible, the BKB. It's not at the point of the game where it's more for Weavers really going to be in a position where they can actually sit there and right-click at him. Even when they do, they're not going to have insane right-click damage at this moment in the game.
They are trying to burst a Baron 2 times in a row. It's doable, but, Loa, he is an experienced player. He's ready with that R button if he sees shotgun moving towards him.
Trying to bait some action with Quinn down the mid. Unlikely VP are going to decide to try and make moves onto this. Io with an Aegis. not a target you want to try and take. Quinn is able to walk over, take away some of the ancients of VP.
When the teams read the rules of the tournament, you know, about social distancing, that
Radiant's
means
top
in
tower
real
is under
life, it doesn't
attack.
mean you can't get close in DotA. Because 9 kills, 20 minutes in, this must be the lowest number of kills we had in the game.
I mean, you're right, he's done. Fucking the BKB to kill someone. He's like, I just want some action. And he'll get it. As he just BKBs and beats the heck out of Say.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower
They're
is under
definitely
attack.
feeling the need for fighting a little more than VP is. VP continuing to farm. It didn't go great that first move they tried to make with the E-Blade rush on GPK, so I guess they just really feel we've got to get that next item done on them all before we try for something.
Yeah, pop that BKB, get a kill. They found YawaR. He's a bit too tanky, but yeah, does not have a TP. Nightfall left is available, but this gives him enough time to get out of the trouble. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Kingslayer getting caught.
Straight in they go.
Dire's bottom tower
You know, if
is
that's a
under
level
attack.
2 ulti on Enchantress, it looks so funny. Whenever Todd tries to Walrus punch.
Sort of like a delayed thing.
Dire's bottom tower
Well,
has
another
fallen.
tower's taken. VP still chilling. You know, maybe it's like if we don't look at the tower, we didn't lose it. No, it's one of those sort of
Yeah,
situations.
you know, it's one of those situations where you're like, yeah, we have one less tower to defend.
Ever sort of the optimist.
Gotta stay positive, yeah?
Poloson.
Dire's
He's going to be able to get
bottom
the
tower is
shots
under
down. DN, he's got to go the other way round. He's not going to be able to do so. Let's now Poloson, YawaR, they're here.
Dire's bottom
DN's
tower
gone.
has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think, you know, Quincy crew, I think Quinn in particular, he's feeling
super
really
fun,
chill.
right? He's like,
he's like,
you know,
this is
I
great.
don't care. You know, I've seen people play this hero in the late game. It's one of those moments when you realize you feel very confident just going into the late game with Io.
Quinn's just, he's probably got the tunes on. He's, you know, he's just pure vibing right now in the Io. Farming away, all the space in the world. It's been a while since he's seen another hero. It's outlet to boost has picked up, he's on the way to the heart. And with every past
Dire's
second,
top tower
you
is
know,
under
Quincy
attack.
crew, they're just increasing the lead. And they're taking down the towers, they're taking down the objectives. VP have only been able to take the one tier 1 tower bot so far.
And that's it. Now they're waiting for this BKB morph because they have no abilities other than like Tusk, Walrus Punch, and he needs to have something against the Spirit Vessel because there are 3 charges already on the Venomancer. He's also going into the Aghanim Scepter. A lot of
Dire's
overtime
top tower
damage.
is under attack.
This is, it's definitely got to feel a bit
Radiant's
awkward
middle tower
for some
is
of
under
VP's
attack.
heroes. I mean, you have especially when you have like an off-lane bounty, and as you said, you have a Lion. These two heroes, they want to be killing something. They want to be getting involved in action, and they're not finding it.
I thought you were gonna
Dire's
say
top
awkward for
tower
viewers, you know,
has
watching.
fallen.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower
watching
is under
this.
attack.
No action, but it's
Radiant
action.
structures
Like
are
I can understand it from Quincy's point of view.
Dire's
Like they
top tower
want
is
to
under
fine.
attack.
Yeah, and that's pretty fine with what's happening right now. They're
Radiant's
gonna go
middle tower has
on
fallen.
the high ground. No response whatsoever. This is something that we've seen, like position 5 abandoned. Tender
Radiant's
with
bottom
Io
tower is
actually
under
going
attack.
for the towers. You know, he's the one sieging because potentially they could blow him up with the Lion, with the E-Blade, but pretty sure, you know, he's ready with that R button.
P continuing to avoid
Dire are
sort of
scanning.
altercation. They're ready to fight, you'd imagine, on GPK. They are smoked.
Dire under the scan, full duration, so they know where Quincy crew is.
Relaxation can... just a nice little bit of relaxing Dota, I guess, to sort of break down the day. We've had some exciting matches, some crazy matches. Definitely a bit more of a peaceful one.
Yeah, we
Teams,
can turn this
Quincy
into golf casting easily.
Golf. Did you watch a lot of golf?
Yeah, I'm a professional golf watcher. What do you think? I don't have enough money to watch golf, dude.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it's
one of
expensive.
those sports,
Not just to play, it's expensive to watch as well.
expensive to talk
Radiant's
about as well.
top tower
Already
is
ran
under
Yeah, this
attack.
cost me like 200 bucks.
Radiant structures
by mentioning
are
it.
fortified.
So Io getting closer to the heart. That's gonna, just they don't have enough burst damage for Io, especially with the BKB. He's alone. Well, we'll see about that.
Let's see what they can do.
Radiant's top tower
He's off
has
to the
fallen.
side. He's gonna live. GPK not able to quite commit enough to get the kill. Quinn smart. Out of there, quick step back to base to get the heals up.
But if
He'll be
he's
back on the map.
isolated, okay, I thought, when he's sitting next to a Baron also going for drums to speed things up, which I really like. They don't necessarily need to go for the high ground. They have this siege creep unit, but they can poke. They can go in, try to see what's going to happen.
There we go. Oh, that's a lovely three-man start. And into one. See what they got? Quinn gets a little low. More time will be forced out of lower.
Yeah, be on Quinn. They have no
Radiant's top
ulti on a
tower
Baron.
is
They
under
should just
attack.
fall back, reset, possibly farm that card. As I said, they do not want to fully commit, but they've dealt almost 1,000 damage to the tier 3 tower. Next Roshan may respawn in 20 seconds. No need to rush things. Hey.
Radiant's
definitely
top
no need to
tower
rush.
is under attack.
Yeah, that's definitely sort of the feelings from these teams. Quincy Crew, as you said, Quincy Crew's definitely, they're playing this game to win. I feel like they're just doing everything.
Yeah, and what is Virtus.pro playing for?
Well, I mean, they obviously are as well, but it's just, I don't know what the plan's going to be from Virtus.pro. It's just been it seems like we're just constantly in a state of the game where VP don't feel that they're ready to try and make any moves. They're just obviously set on farming on up their cores. And, they're getting a lot of farm. Nightfall, very close to having the Skadi. That's going to do a whole lot against heroes like the Io that do rely on that regeneration. So maybe once the Skadi's done on Nightfall, also going for the Skadi on Morph as well. Of course, both heroes, fantastic.
Yeah, just
Skadi carries.
stack those Hotties.
But
No, it's a good item.
it's both heroes kind of want one.
For sure.
But it's
Like
just
they want the stats, they want the slow, great against Io, great against the Baron, healing coming up from the Monkey King. Like this item is just too good. The next Roche will respawn in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Virtus.pro, they don't know that, so they're trying to make a wraparound with the smoke.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's just overall the difference is you can see that 6k lead for Quincy Crew. A lot of it just down to the fact
Yeah,
that
they know. Save just showed on a mid lane using Earth Spike, but they just swapped. They did the switcheroo. Quincy Crew playing Dire.
Yeah, and I said, well,
Yeah.
we'll see if we get some action going from this side.
Yeah. Virtus passive playing Radiant. They're on the side.
Oh, up to the high
I've not
ground.
seen anything like this
Dire's
recently.
top tower
Definitely
is
did
under
not.
attack.
I've not seen anything.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Glyph already popped. They're gonna
Alright.
go in and take the tower.
And the tower's gone.
Dire's
They're
top
going to have
tower
to
has
defend.
fallen. Dire's turret has been killed.
See what they've got. Trying to focus YawaR. YawaR's fine. Quinn, the full heart is done. We've got a 3,500 HP IO here. Range Rats is taken down. VP yet to make a move on to Quincy Crew here at the top push. Quincy Crew will back up. They know that VP's all here.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
But destruction, that's a nice one.
I'm
for
just
YawaR.
pretending I'm part of the game. I'm not saying anything. I'm like zoning in.
Zoning in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Beaver,
attack.
Scotty done.
Dire's
Plus
top
enchanted
barracks are
quiver.
under
That's a lot
attack.
of damage coming on from Beaver. He's super farmed. That's gonna be a bit problematic. They don't have enough to actually bring it from 100 to 0, so Beaver will be able to get the time lapse off for sure. They have 2 stuns. That's it.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
I mean, back up to the top lane. I think same for Quincy Crew. The wave's still pushing in.
Like, this is the easiest job for Strift ever.
Radiant's
Like,
courier has been
ju-
killed.
he can't miss any kills because
Radiant's
they're
courier
none.
has been killed.
Hey, here we go.
Dire's
VP's going for
top
some action,
barracks
some
are under
objective.
attack.
Going for Roche. See if they can do it.
Backstab
They're doing it
Roche.
quick. Quinn's heading over them. Quincy Crew, they don't want to let VP get this. See if VP want to try and
Pipe
take
it
the
up.
fight.
They're dewarding.
Quincy Crew there into the pit, and now VP can beat Quincy Crew. They've done it if they can. The team fight is much stronger for Quincy Crew than for Woodcross Command. They'll get it down. With that up, I mean, if GPK get a shot in the one, there is another one at the same time. Aegis has been picked up by Quinn. Nightfall trying to take down Lego towards the side. He hasn't got enough damage, and Nightfall goes down. James got in. He is able to steal the cheese. But that's it. He loses his life. He's dead as well. 2 kills for Quincy Crew.
Got the cheese,
He got
please.
the cheese. So, you know, at least they'll have something to do whilst they're chilling this game.
Hope
cheese.
it's a bit big cheese, you know. Everyone gets a slice.
What's your favorite kind of cheese?
Why does everyone always ask that? Like blue cheese, that's my favorite cheese.
You like the blue cheese?
Yeah, well, what about you?
Dire's middle tower is under
Yeah, lose
attack.
someone else this game. There's the push down mid. Quincy Crew, they're ready to go for another Rax. VP, there's 2 dead. I mean, this Rax is on. And
This might be
the
it.
creeps are taking the top Rax. There's nobody
Dire's
defending
middle
against the
barracks
creeps.
has fallen.
What is going on,
What?
Owen?
I don't know.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
A strange game, Lacoste, this one.
Strange
As,
game indeed. Now they're gonna go in and just try to get the mega creeps. Lion is missing,
why not?
being pinked out. Lion has a blink dagger, so they need to be a bit careful. There's always gonna be shield from a baton. Might be the axe.
Trying to hit into Quinn, but Quinn at this stage, he's just far too tanky. He's not doing anything about the Isle. Kingslayer trying to run it. Nothing hit for the wall. And more by that come out. They've got everything up to the wall. They can't quite kill it. He's still alive. He's been kept up by all the attack, and they're actually going down. He's out for 80. GPK getting focused by Lower and left. Now over to the side. Nightfall has managed to come and take Poloson down low. Poloson will fall. Quinn still alive. Lower gets back in. He's got the power time up. Nightfall hits the cheese. Oh, he nearly gets silenced. Will manage to get out of sword. It comes in from Lower. And now from the save.
But the Quinn is untouched. They're not dealing any damage to him. If Quincy Crew can't fall back,
Dire's bottom barracks are under
I mean, they
attack.
defend here. VP are able to push them back, cost them 3 buybacks, but they will manage to stop Quincy Crew from getting the megas at the moment.
once Monkey King is out, they should go in and just take another fight. They know they just use 3 buybacks. Monkey King, it was a good play there from DM. You know, Monkey was tracked, and he uses the Shuriken on a baton. The Shuriken bounces because he was not close to use it on Monkey. The damage actually takes him down. A bit limited on the damage. Like if they use E-Blade plus a finger, they can try to burst people
Dire's
down.
bottom barracks are under
But they
attack.
might have only one more fight. Quinn picking up the double damage. He just feels way too tanky. 2 minutes left of that Aegis.
A 16k lead. 2 sets of racks taken away.
And the tier 3 tower.
I mean, if VP can turn this around, this is going to be some crazy big game stuff. At the moment, it's not looking great for them. Not been a solid showing from them here. Quincy Crew just completely in charge this whole game. To play their game of DotA perfect. Getting low, YawaR, never going to put Cross Command down. GPK Sim 6 taking it out, beating GPK Nightfall getting back. He's dead as well. 2 calls down. The duo buyback for YawaR to chase him first. It's a triple kill for him.
YawaR.
Getting low, he's got his back. Oh, the GPK is the best, but YawaR will fall. He's down. Heads over to Nightfall. Nightfall able to pump the time up to escape. It's just the 3 of VP left to right. They made him kill YawaR, but the rest of Quincy Crew, they're prepared to keep on pushing. They'll force out the fortification from VP.
That's the glyph. 50 seconds left on Aegis. They're still pushing Quinn. They have enough damage to take these barracks. Loa getting it back.
The judgment in TF, he's gone. Ashen down for 80. No buyback on the bounty hunter. Quincy Crew will have no trouble taking the bottom racks, and it is over. It's been over for a while. GG is finally called as Quincy Crew. I mean, this game was kind of the definition of a walk in the park for them.
Oh, for sure. They just kept farming. They understood, like, we don't need to rush things. Virtus.pro should be the one making the moves, getting those track kills, getting those finger charges. None of that happened. A bit